Daniel Jeremiyah recently dropped his mock draft 2.0, and we're going to react to it right here on Saints Now by Chat Sports. He had New Orleans taking an offensive freak that Tyler Shough would absolutely love. Make sure you drop a like on today's video. Without further ado, let's go through the mock draft 2.0. Number 1 overall, no crazy changes. Fernando Mendoza, the quarterback out of Indiana, goes to the Raiders. David Bailey, number 2. Francis Mauigoa, number 3. Rueben Bain Jr. at 4 to the Titans. Carnell Tate, Spencer Fano, Arvell Reese to round out 5, 6, and 7. And at number 8 overall, the New Orleans Saints select. That's for you to decide. Who would you draft 8th overall in this situation? A couple players come to mind. Jeremiyah Love, Makai Lemon, Jordan Tyson, Caleb Downs. There's a lot of intriguing players available in this mock draft, but who are you taking? Let me know in the comments section. Now, Daniel Jeremiyah had the New Orleans Saints picking Makai Lemon at number 8 overall, the wide receiver out of USC. And I'll just say this, I am really intrigued by this player. And I think that he's somebody that if the New Orleans Saints did draft in April, I'm very happy with that selection. Over 1,100 yards, 11 touchdowns, 79 catches for the Trojans. I think that Makai Lemon would be an excellent addition, and I think he'd be a really good safety blanket and weapon for Tyler Shough, and imagine him in Kellen Moore's offense. Now, Daniel Jeremiyah said this about Makai Lemon. I almost said Jeremiyah Love. Daniel Jeremiyah said this about Makai Lemon. The Saints inject a major boost to Tyler Shough's receiving core. Kellen Moore will know exactly how to utilize Lemon's skills. And I think that Makai Lemon is one of those players that has a really interesting skill set. The yards after catch ability, the contested catch ability. He's shifty, he's fast, he's a dynamic athlete. He's somebody that I really think could open up the Saints offense and make it more explosive. And it could really help the issue of slow starts that the Saints have been facing for, it feels like, 2 or 3 seasons now. Here's more from Daniel Jeremiyah on Makai Lemon. That would be a great decision to have if you have guys like Makai Lemon there and then Jeremiyah Love. So this is discussing why he went Makai Lemon over Jeremiyah Love to the Saints. I wanted to see what it would look like there and try and find a complement to Chris Olave. I think Lemon would catch a bazillion balls in that offense from that quarterback with Kellen calling plays. So that was, that was kind of the looking at different options there. I don't know that there's a wrong answer. I really like that from Daniel Jeremiyah. No wrong answer. To be honest, number 8 overall, it really feels like there is no wrong answer. I agree with Daniel Jeremiyah. The New Orleans Saints just should draft their best player available. And friendly reminder, their best player available may be different than mine. It may be different from yours. It may be different from Lopez's. It may be different from Cousin Terry's. It may be different from everyone's. But the New Orleans Saints need to take their best player available at number 8 overall. Whether that's offense, whether that's defense, bring somebody who's going to get an immediate impact and provide an immediate spark and the biggest spark to whichever side of the football they would contribute to. We're going to talk more about this here in just 1 second, but first things first, I'm going to tell you guys about today's presenting sponsor, and that is Prize Picks. Shoot your shot over on Prize Picks and get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. That's right, Prize Picks is now giving you $50 in lineups when you sign up and play your first $5. Just make sure you use our promo code CLNS to take advantage of that deal. Prize Picks makes every dunk, every dime, and every board that much more exciting, so don't miss the chance to get started on America's #1 app for sports picks. Get in on the action. Prize Picks is now available in all 50 states, including California, Texas, Florida, and Georgia, and they put their users first, so all withdrawals are fast and secure. Prize Picks accepts most major payment methods, making deposits into your account quick and easy this sports season. And I'm a guy who loves watching baseball. I love watching football. I'm not much of a basketball guy, so I wanted to try to put some money down on a season-long projection for the MLB season. For baseball, Juan Soto, 37.5 home runs, I'm taking the more. Paul Skeens, I'm taking the less on his 2.65 ERA. And Roman Anthony, I'm taking the more on his home runs as well. If you want to fade the picks, if you want to tail the picks, I don't care what you do, just make sure you do it with Prize Picks. And these season-long projections are so fun because you put the money down now, you can kind of forget about it, and later on, you cash in big. Download Prize Picks today. Use promo code CLNS. You'll get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Click the link in the comments or description of this video to get started today with that deal. $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Shout out to Prize Picks, where it's always good to be right. Click the link in the comments or description of this video to get started today. Now, around Makai Lemon and the New Orleans Saints, I'm really starting to fall in love with him as a prospect. And kind of going back to my point of the Saints need to take the best player available, in this situation, he was one of the best players available. Now, obviously, Jordan Tyson, he's a player that there's a lot of conversations about. Jeremiyah Love, there's a lot of smoke around him. Caleb Downs, high-level player on the defensive side of the football. We may not agree with the front office, but this regime nailed their last draft. That's why I have faith and I have confidence in them to make the decision this year. In best case scenario, you just get somebody who Tyler Shough can lean on. And this is a guy who Tyler Shough absolutely could use as a crutch. He's extremely explosive after the catch. He's extremely dynamic when he is tracking the football. And this guy is a freak of nature. Statistically, look at the advanced analytics. Over 1,100 yards in terms of his receiving production. Yards after catch, over 500. Yards after catch per reception, 6.4. 10.4 yards on his average depth of target. His contested catch rate was over 66%. He forced 21 missed tackles, 50 first downs, and 130.0 passer rating when targeted. Makai Lemon, ladies and gentlemen, is somebody the New Orleans Saints 100% could draft. I am fully confident in that pick. I think it would be a smart decision. And fun fact, statistically, in a lot of those metrics that we talked about a few seconds ago, he was better than Jordan Tyson. Carnell Tate was off the board in this situation. I would have gone Jeremiyah Love or Makai Lemon in this regard. I have no problem with Makai Lemon. I think that he could be a really, really good addition to this offense, and I'm going to explain more in-depth thoughts here in 1 second. But friendly reminder to subscribe to the channel. We need 32 of you to lock us in for 100% free. You get daily Saints videos by fans, for fans, and we can meet our goal of 55,700 Saints fans. So hit the sub button for 100% free right here, right now. No hesitations. Now, Jeremiyah spoke more about Makai Lemon. He works best as a slot wide receiver. He's quick off the line. That's where he wins a lot. And he consistently wins in traffic as a contested catch guy. He is a freak of nature. Remember, 66.7 contested catch rate. That is unbelievable, especially considering his frame and his size. He is ultra competitive after the catch. He's going to continue to fight for yards. And the Saints really don't have somebody who does that, at least that we've seen at a consistent level right now. And the pro comp, I know he went to USC. It might be kind of like, of course it's some Amon-Ra St. Brown, but like that's a good comparison. And I think it's a fair comparison. And quite honestly, Makai Lemon deserves that kind of credibility and that love. And sure, there is size concerns. 5'11", 195 pounds, that's not big for a wide receiver. But this guy plays much bigger than his size. Remember, this guy has a 66.7 contested catch rate. 5'11", 195 pounds. Do you understand how impressive that is? He plays much bigger than his size. He plays much bigger than his role. He's an explosive playmaker through and through, and he's definitely somebody the New Orleans Saints could benefit from adding at the end of April in round 1 of the 2026 NFL Draft. Here's the potential offense that the Saints could be rolling with if Makai Lemon is the draft pick. Shough at QB, Alvin Kamara running back. You obviously can factor in Devin Neal and Kendre Miller as well, and potentially somebody they sign in free agency. Chris Olave, Makai Lemon as your wide receiver 1 and your wide receiver 2. But don't forget, you also have Devon Vele, Bub Means, Jalen Polk, and the rest of the crew. And Juwan Johnson as a pass-catching tight end, the third most productive tight end in the National Football League in terms of receiving yards last year. He is definitely somebody that I expect to have a big year, but I think this potential offense could be very, very lethal for the New Orleans Saints. Now, I want to hear from you down in the comment section. Grade the pick of Makai Lemon 8th overall. I think that it's a good selection. I understand why some people may want to go another route, but I want to hear from you. This is your chance to sound off, share your honest thoughts about the possibility of taking Makai Lemon 8th overall. I see a couple guys in the live chat where we're filming this. A's, B's, A-. I think that this is definitely an A grade for me. I really like the idea of Makai Lemon in the New Orleans Saints offense. I'm really growing on that. I think that this is a player that I was not necessarily paying a ton of attention to, not really given the correct appreciation for. I was just so hyper-focused and tunnel vision on Jeremiyah Love or Carnell Tate. But, man, Makai Lemon's a special player, and he's somebody that I definitely think could make a really positive impact. And I think that he has such a high ceiling and such a high floor, and I'd love to see Kellen Moore utilize his skill set. Now, let's go back to this conversation of no wrong answers. Look, at the end of the day, I love Makai Lemon. I love Jeremiyah Love. I love Carnell Tate. I love Caleb Downs. Jordan Tyson, he's a very awesome prospect. David Bailey would be radical. Arvell Reese would be sick. Rueben Bain, hell yeah, sign me up. To be honest, there is no wrong answer here. There is no bad selection unless you go and get like Peter Woods, Keldrick Falk, or like an offensive lineman. Like, that's really the only area I'm not interested in adding to the draft in round 1. You could literally take any other player, and I'm happy. Just get an exciting playmaker. Get somebody whose jersey I can buy. Get somebody who will put butts in seats, and get somebody who is going to put a spark in the offense, spark on the defense, or spark in the fan base. And honestly, like, my final thoughts, I actually think the Saints should prioritize offense in the draft. Like, I think their defense was stellar last year. They were top 10 in a lot of statistical categories. They got their best football in the back half of the season. They have a ton of momentum. Brandon Staley, that scheme is working. The personnel they have is good. I think that offense needs to be the biggest priority. Build around Tyler Shough. He's on a rookie contract. He is. You have all the ability to build around him. He's a player that a lot of people are confident in. He has the ability to win. He has the ability to lead a team. I think that the New Orleans Saints should prioritize the offense in the draft. Maybe you go sign a couple guys in defense in free agency, but when it comes to the draft, I would like to see more offensive players selected than defensive guys. And I appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling with us here on today's video. My name is Trizzy Trace Gerard. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 56,000 subscribers ASAP, but with your help, we can hit today's goal of 55,700. So lock us in, hit the sub button for 100% free, and y'all stay golden. We'll see you next time.